Hello and welcome back to Miss McCay's Art Corner, where I use children's books to help you learn about art. Now, what I want to show you today is a book by about a very famous artist named Vincent van Gogh. Now, you have probably seen some of his artwork before because he's like the top 10 that art teachers like to talk about. He's definitely in the top 10. He is known for a lot of famous pictures, specifically one called Starry, Starry Night. But this book, if you look at the title again, it's Field and Flowers. He was also famous for painting a lot of fields and flowers. So let's open up our book and we'll see some of his examples. Ooh, here's some purple irises, kind of bluish purple irises that he painted. He loved to paint beautiful flowers. Usually, if you look, they're in a vase of some sort, but not always. Let's see what else we have. Oh, he did just, trees with flowers, just like this one. How pretty is that? I love that one. Oh, he did fields. Lots of fields and people working in fields, and haystacks is a big one that he's famous for. But I want you to take a close look at this picture. Do you see how thick the paint is on there? See how thick the paint is? It's really thick. It's almost like you could reach out and rub it and it would have some texture, meaning it was kind of thick on the page. Texture is how things feel. Isn't that neat? Let's see what else I can find in this book to share with you about Mr. Vincent van Gogh. Now, Mr. van Gogh was a Dutch painter, and a lot like artists, they're not always famous when they first start out. So he really didn't become famous until after his death. But here's a beautiful one. There's his sunflowers. Another thing he is famous for. Look at that. Yes, so he's a Dutch painter. And he became super famous years after he made all his paintings. And that's why we have these little books about him. And he's one of the top 10 that art teachers like to talk about. But remember I told you his paintings were kind of thick? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to try to recreate Vincent van Gogh's sunflowers without using paint. Because right now we might not have paint at home. I'm at home and I'm an art teacher and I don't have very much paint at home. So what we're going to try to make that texture with using construction paper. Now, if you don't have construction paper, you can use a magazine or newspaper or any kind of paper that might be different colors to make your Vincent van Gogh sunflowers. So, what I would like you to do is I'd like you to start with some kind of piece of paper. It can be a piece of construction paper, it can be a piece of white paper, it can even be a piece of paper that has something on the other side and you're going to use this side. So what I want you to do is we're going to try to sketch sunflowers first. So I'm going to take this piece of paper, and look, my piece of paper even has a oopsie already on there, but I'm going to use it anyway because I don't like to waste supplies. And artists can cover up anything. So take a marker, a pencil, or a crayon, and sunflowers have a basic circle shape. So I want you to have a circle shape. Basic circle shape. Now you can have a picture with multiple sunflower blooms on it or just one. See our picture that Vincent van Gogh did? He had several sunflowers all together, like a bunch of them put together. But you can do just one. And then I want you to put the kind of floppity petals. And they're just little shapes that kind of circle out. They can kind of be ovally, or they can be kind of abnormal ovals, just like that. You can put a stem if you want. That's that part that goes down from the bloom of a flower, that green stem. Mine's orange. You can do it green. And you just want to have a basic shape like this. Now, once you have the basic shape, this is where the fun comes in. All you need is a glue stick or some glue and other pieces of construction paper that you get to tear. Now, if you're in kindergarten, pre-K kindergarten or first grade, this tearing is really good for your motor skills. A lot of times when you're little, you don't always have the motor skills to hold a pencil or to do things with your hands real good. And this is one of those techniques that you can learn in the art room that helps your motor skills, particularly for our younger students. So you want to tear a bunch of little pieces. You can do green for the stem. If you have some orange, you need to tear some orange and maybe tear some yellow, because if you remember from our picture, our sunflowers are yellow, orange. Oh, I even see a little bit of brown in there. You see those centers of those flowers? They look like they have some brown. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tear greens, any shade of green, orange, yellow, brown. And you can even put a vase in there. This one has a little piece of the vase showing at the bottom, and it's gold or yellow. But you can put a different color vase like purple or blue if you want. You can put any color you want. So I'm just going to hold this for a second so you can see. Now, if you don't have construction paper at home, you can find pieces of magazines that have mostly yellow colors or mostly orange colors or mostly brown colors if you'd rather use a magazine. Now, all you have to do is you just have to take those pieces of construction paper and start gluing it down. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take the piece of construction paper and start gluing it down on your flowers or gluing it down where your stem is. Now, I colored this with crayon as well. So if you look here, you see my stem is kind of greens and I put some other colors in there. But the main part of my flower is glued down with the pieces of construction paper that I cut out. Now, I can take this green and put some down here with my stem. That might be a nice addition. Or you can put a vase there if you want. And that way, we get a very pretty Vincent van Gogh sunflower picture with that added thickness, just like Vincent van Gogh did with his paintings, even though we didn't use paint. All right, so thanks for joining me today, and I hope you make your own Vincent van Gogh flowers using pieces of construction paper or cut out pieces of magazine to make your own torn paper collage. Just like Vincent van Gogh had thick paintings, we can have thick pieces of art with lots of texture. How things feel. Thank you so much. See you next time.